Before she sings a solo, should I set the scene? Picture a young warrior, not even 17. She dreams of open seas. She's full of hope and sees a future where she sets a sail and rope against the open breeze. She doesn't know that she's a voyaging descendant, impatient, independent, heart of nature in that pendant. The ocean's out of feet. She opens her eyes to find her mind is on her island, but her eyes on the horizon line. That opening you just saw was the prologue to the Oscar-nominated song How Far I'll Go, which was performed by Lin-Manuel Miranda at the 89th Annual Academy Awards. With that, I say aloha to my fellow viewers. Welcome to day number 3 of Animated Week here on this channel. And these next 3 films are the films that you guys have been waiting for that are recognizable to you. Based on the leis and the shirt and the glasses I'm wearing for this review, you might know I'm talking about Moana, which is the recent animated film from Walt Disney Animation Studios that was released back in November. The film is directed by 2 iconic directors you might know named John Musker and Ron Clements, the same guys that directed The Great Mouse Detective, The Little Mermaid, Aladdin, Hercules, 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 Treasure Planet, and The Princess and the Frog, which the last 2 films they made were both nominated the Oscars for Best Animated Feature, which Treasure Planet only gave Ron Clements a nomination, lost to Studio Ghibli's Spirited Away, which was Hayao Miyazaki's film, and The Princess and the Frog lost to Pixar's Up. But not also this is their first animated film of the decade, but this is their directorial debut to computer animation. So the film tells the story of a Polynesian princess named Moana, as she's the strong-willed daughter of the chief for the Polynesian type, who is chosen by the ocean, which surprisingly comes to life, to reunite a big, mysterious island. When the blight of that strikes her island, Moana is in the search of a legendary demigod named Maui, in hope to save her people. The reason why she needs Maui, who is the one who took a pebble from the island and kind of ruined the people's lives. Like the past 2 animated films, this is another fantastic animated film that deserved the nomination here. This is another great Disney animated film to watch. Now, I guaranteed a lot of you guys have saw the movie, so you don't need my thoughts on this film. But just to give it a little bit of recap, so let's just get to the flaws a little bit. Now, other than in Moana, Maui, and even a pet rooster named Hey, all the other characters are not really that much in the film. The only one kind of is Tala, which is Moana's grandmother, because she's the only one that has a big passion for her. But of course her father, Taui, does not care about it, since he's kind of overprotected. We've seen that before in other movies. An overprotective father, a grandparent that has a passion for the kid, and the parents kind of get a little bit. And another one is maybe a little bit on the facial design of some of the characters, but it's computer animation, so it's not much, but it's still fantastic to use some animation, but just the design is probably the thing. But for the rest, you probably know why. The story, absolutely fantastic. Still, I don't want to spoil anything. You might already kind of know since this is kind of like a video game quest thing, if you can think about it. The animation, definitely spot on, of course, especially the use of the water in this film. Especially on the battle scenes that Moana and Maui has to do, it is kind of like a video game, if you can think about it. That's not only the animated film that almost feels like a video game that's nominated the Oscars. That will be for tomorrow's review. And for the characters, like I said, the others are not really that memorable, but Maui and Moana are just specifically the 2. Starting up with Maui first, which is voiced by Dwayne Johnson, definitely a person that he just wants to figure out himself. He just doesn't want that girl with him. He knows who he is. He's a big shape-shifting demigod, and he just wants to have fun for himself away from the 16-year-old girl. Especially he was the one that ruined the Polynesian people's island, and he had lost his magical fishhook, which, unsurprisingly, is on a crab named Tomato, and that is another musical number with a kind of like a boss battle thing. Before I get into the main character, let's talk about the music itself. The score was done by Mark Mancini, and the songs were done by Opetai Kauai and Alexander Hamilton himself, Lin-Manuel Miranda. A lot of the songs here are mainly memorable. Now, except for some, like there's I Am Moana that's kind of there. Well, there is the boss battle song Shiny, but I kind of forgot about it, so I have to re-listen to that song again if I get a chance. But there are 3 of them that are, of course, very memorable. There's your welcome, and Dwayne Johnson has a pretty good singing voice, even though some people are kind of mixed with it. But this is definitely his best performance, I think, in his career. I had not seen any of his performances in the Fast and Furious franchise films, so I can't say that, or I know there's some other films that people do not want to talk about that he's in. But then you got How Far I'll Go, and this is definitely a fantastic song. I'm kind of surprised that it's a little bit around the 20-minute mark. I thought it was going to be like somewhere immediately at the beginning, but no. But the ocean is calling her to go and save her village. And then you have We Know the Way, which, you know what? I'm actually doing this. Screw it. Tato, tato, follow the arena. Letole, semitele, yume, lovely lutelele, tapena pena. Olo, olo, baka. Away, away, lukuningama. Temamuele, atakie. Away, away, tempinu tamalie, naiko agilia, ganigae. We read the wind and the sky when the sun is high. We sail the length of the seas on the ocean breeze. At night we name every star. We know where we are. We know who we are, who we are. Away, away, we set a course to find a brand new island everywhere we roll. Away, away, we keep our island in our mind, and when it's time to find home, we know the way. Away, away, we are explorers reading every sign. We tell the stories of our elders in the never-ending chain. Away, away, tempinu tamalie, nahiko hagilia, we know the way. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Watch me get a copyright strike from that. But anyways, the songs are definitely that fantastic here. Which is the only legit original animated musical of the year, because the other two, Trolls and Sing, are jukebox musicals. But now let's get into the main character herself, Moana. And everyone consider Ali Carvalho's performance as the breakout performance of an animated film this year. And definitely the best leading actress in an animated film this year, without a doubt. If the Oscars had an animated feature version of it, she would definitely win. If it was a public vote, like the People's Choice Awards, the Teen Choice Awards, and the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards, it would be Ellen DeGeneres in Finding Dory by default, just because who she is. But definitely, Carvalho is definitely fantastic here, without a doubt. I don't need to give any recommendations for this review, since I guaranteed everybody saw it. For those who did, just give it a watch. But I know a lot of diehard John Musker and Ron Clements fans absolutely love this film. And for those who want to see something that Lin-Manuel Miranda has done outside of Hamilton, definitely, of course, people will enjoy his work here for Moana. Well, we're done with Moana, but now we're going to leave from the Polynesian Islands to somewhere in Japan, as we look at what a lot of YouTube critics online would say the best animated film of the year, and one of the best stop-motion animated films in a long time. So the only thing I can say is, if you must blink, do it now. But before I go... Well, anyway, let me say you're welcome for the wonderful world you know. Hey, it's okay, you're welcome. Well, come to think of it, I gotta go. Hey, it's your day to say you're welcome. 'Cause I'm gonna need that boat. I'm sailing away, away, you're welcome. 'Cause Maui can't do anything but float.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And thank you.